Today's episode of the Riderflex podcast is sponsored by our friends at Rocky's Venture Club, an angel investing group dedicated to accelerating economic development by educating and connecting investors and entrepreneurs. Their mission is to advance economic development in the Rocky Mountain region. And on today's episode of the Riderflex podcast, I'm super excited because I'm going to share some top secret information with you. My number one tip on selecting the best candidate for the job. This is good stuff. Are you ready? By the way, I'm talking to employers, not recruiters here. This is for the hiring managers. Here you go. My number one tip. This is going to help you make better decisions on candidates. You ready? Break bread with them. Take them outside the office. Go to lunch, go to coffee, go to dinner. Even better, go to happy hour. Spend time with them away from the little stuffy conference room where you did that initial interview. Seriously. Even better, take your team, right? Maybe you and a couple of folks from your team take the job candidate to dinner and watch how they interact with everybody. You'd be amazed what happens in a social setting, especially if there's wine or beers being served. The candidate, they'll let their guard down a little bit. They may say some things in the company of your team that is uncomfortable, whatever. I mean, that's how you really know people, right? Break bread with them. Spend time with them outside the office. I mean, think about it. You're going to be spending 8, 10, 12, 14 hours a day with this person, I'm assuming, if they work for you. A lot of times. Maybe not in every situation, but you're going to be dealing with this person a lot. Culture matters. Personality matters. Styles matter. After you've checked whether or not their resume and their skill sets and their experience level matches the job spec, once you get that out of the way, now you got to figure out whether or not their personality matches your company culture and the style of your team. And the best way to do that is to get them outside the office in some sort of social gathering. So there's my tip of the day. By the way, I'm not saying that, you have to take all candidates out for drinks and alcohol. Okay. I'm not saying you have to do that, although it's a good idea. My point is, if they've had a glass of wine, they usually loosen up a little bit. Then you can really find out what they're like. Anyway, just take them outside the office, break bread with them, and that'll help you make better decisions for your team. And there is your Riderflex tip of the day. The Riderflex podcast features entrepreneurs, business executives, and the stories behind how they got there, as well as daily tips on career advice and job interviews. Our show can be heard just about anywhere these days, but you can visit riderflex.com and click on the podcast page to hear all the previous episodes and learn more about the recruiting and consulting services we provide. Contact us at the email address info@riderflex.com or 888-964-5876. Thanks so much for listening, and if you enjoy our show, please be sure to subscribe to our channel and like the episodes.